And we're back to Gladius with the Chaos Marines. Now, today I should have my head a little bit in order. I was a little bit sleepy when I recorded the first part, but I should be ready to think a little more clearly. I say that because if I do anything stupid at some point in the video, it'll be funnier if I say that, having said I'll be smarter. But also, because I felt a little bit off my game on that day, and today I'm feeling a little bit more on the game. Adjusting the sleep schedule, it's not easy. Alright, so we've got these guys healing over here. Yeah, an extra unit of cultists. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and immediately sacrifice them to increase the growth rate of Lashlick. Growth rates are never quite as high as you want them in this game. So, I doubt overpopulation will be that much of a problem, and even if it is, we get the ability to just sacrifice our population, at will. Let's see. Lots of good mineral space around here. Oh, I wish I had known about that ore field earlier. I should have settled closer to it, because this would have been a phenomenal spot for some ore. Let's go with right here. We're really about good for every resource. We're going to need to put down an energy station soon, though. I need to research... Hang on. How soon can I research... Oh, Call of the Dark Gods. That's tier 5. Is that as the tile acquisition radius of cities tech? There we go. Is that not really late in the research tree for Chaos? That's kind of odd. Okay, let's go for the Warp Forge. We'll get that one up fairly soon. And we're going to want to produce more cultists. I may want to get to work soon. What's the loyalty look like in Lashlick? It's not great, but it can be dealt with. We may want to get to work on a second city soon. Maybe a city with better access to power or to food. Well, this isn't bad access to food by any means. It's just that we have to get that another tech to expand the city out wider, so it wouldn't make sense to settle there. Settling on Recaf Leaf is never a bad idea. These guys are really ready to move. And these Cycnuin do not have space slip, so I can go ahead and get in there and do quite a bit of damage to them. Now, of my remaining units, who would do more damage? Not so much the Chaos Lord, what about the Cultists? They wouldn't do too much either. No real strong ranged units here. I guess everybody can take a shot at the Cycnuin here, though. We're not going to kill them. As a matter of fact, they're probably going to get to run away into the night. But at the very least, we can spook them off. Okay. If I did want to settle here, I would want to probably settle between 3 resources. But this Savannah seems like it would be good for energy. A 10% boost isn't huge, though. It could be, though. Depending on how I set things up. We need to do a bit more exploring, then. Let's see, we've got Vespids and a lot more grassland. Alright, well, grassland, this is pretty good for a very infantry spammy sort of army, if I want to go down that route. Which I might, actually, because vehicle spam has generally been the late-game strategy for a lot of the races. But we will see. With orcs, what units did I wind up building to win with the orcs? Because there's 1 or 2 units that I usually go nuts with. I can't remember. It was the heroes that did a lot of the work when I was playing orcs. I can recall that much. Let's see. I'm going to want a mineral production building. There we go. Slave mines. There we go. Yeah, good old Chaos. Always very conscientious industrialists they are. Getting some little bit of frame drops. That seems to happen sometimes in Gladius. I'm never quite sure why. And we have a webway gate that will be gone this very turn. The Chaos Lord can just do that. That's cool. And we've got the Cycnoin right there. We could maybe chase it down. Guess we'll see. Still not really seeing any prime city spots. This might be alright here, depending on if there's any other outposts nearby. Skull Altar's not bad. Yeah, that's what I figured. The Cycnoin were going to run off. Alright, if we want to take on these Vespids, which I do, we're going to run up on them with the cultists, as Vespids do have pretty good armor piercing. Ooh, Grok's Pasture. This is a good place to settle. Might go ahead and settle here, yeah. Go for an infantry-focused army. Now let's see, who's going to do more damage to the Vespids? 11 damage or 6. That's not great. We'll go ahead and have the Chaos Lord get them down to just about dead. And then we'll have the Chaos Marines finish them off. Very nice. We're going to have to get a look at this surrounding area, see if there's any other outposts, but might send a cultist out here to settle a city. Let's go ahead and get him on the road. Don't need to worry about protecting him like I do so many other city founding units. I want to get more of an influence economy set up soon so I can get more heroes. Because the Chaos Lord is very cool, and one thing I have very much learned is that I need to go more nuts with heroes in the early game. So, should I go ahead and spring for Warpsmith supports vehicles and boosts the economy. The Master Possession summons demons and supports allies. Oh, this is a good question. I can take the mineral upkeep more than I can the energy upkeep. So let's invest in a Warpsmith. And we probably won't need a cultist just right now. We don't make quite enough food for that. Let's see, are we overpopulated? Just a little bit. Well then, let's wait until the very next turn, because if I pop the Rite of Change right now, it won't assist in the production of these slave mines. I'm not really popping the Rite of Change for research. It seems to only increase the research output of, research buildings, and I don't have any of those. So, I'm only popping Rites of the Way, or Rite of Change, excuse me. The building is called Archive of the Ways. Rite of Change, I am only popping for increased production from the city center. Which we might want to go ahead. Oh, Lord. The Vespids did what they always do. They summoned a million more of them from out of the Fog of War. Vespids, and Kroot, and Cycnoin. Those are the three units that are really bad about summoning more and more out of the Fog of War. I guess because the Kroots and the Cycnoin on their own already have very high movement speed. And the Vespids, while they don't have very high movement speed on their own, 4 is quite a bit, they do importantly have jump packs. Okay, we're going to go ahead and have the Chaos Lord throw himself at these Vespids. Will the Chaos Marines be able to finish them off? Yes, they will. Alright. We can do some good damage here, get these Vespids cleared out. Very nice. Make this a nice little spot to build a city. These Chaos Cultists actually might be smart to use them to found the city. Though these Kroot Hounds may swoop in and kill them next turn. So there's a distinct possibility I just outright lose a Cultist here. Which is what it is. Alright, we have a mineral building. Excellent. We are going to need... Let's see. We're going to need energy and we're going to need food, both quite soon. Let's put in an energy building here, even though it's kind of inefficient to put it here. I just don't have the luxury of expanding just yet. Rite of Pestilence. Sacrifices population to Nurgle to increase the food rate, the food output and the growth rate. Or the food rate and the growth output. They both make sense. I'm gonna have to go backwards and get a lot of this tech later on, but right now I'm just prioritizing the important stuff. Those guys are on the wrong side. They're part of the wrong cult. Oh, okay, the Vespids were gonna do it. I guess that still makes sense. Okay, let's see here. We're just gonna go ahead and have these guys finish off these Vespids in the same way. And these cultists will presumably step up and found a city somewhere around here. We're gonna have the Chaos Marines and the Chaos Lord scout the surroundings for other outposts. But it doesn't look like there's any other. I just really want this Grox pasture. Maybe I'll move a little bit down south when the Chaos Marine unit's a little down south to tell if there's anything down there. Don't want to found the city and then just immediately afterwards find out there's a neighboring spot that's better. Oh, don't take the recaf leaf. Oh. Well, it's not exactly the end of the world. Okay, let's see. We'll move you down south, get a look at what's going on down here. Seemingly a lot of forest. Move you out west, see what's in the city ruins. And let's move you down to about where I'd want the city to be. Don't want to risk you. Cultists aren't too valuable, but it'd be annoying to have to send another cultist down here to found a city. Why did my city get an Overwatch? Hang on, I'm confused by that. I attacked this cultist unit that was sitting on this tile, but then I also got an Overwatch? That makes no sense. I don't have any special rules for that, do I? Doesn't look like that's the case. No. Bizarre. Okay, let's see. Let's get a look. What is around us? Looks like more cityscape. More forest. What resource is this webway gate sitting on? It might be better than the skull altar. Let's have these guys sit on the Grox pastures until I'm ready to settle them down. I don't need to be too worried about risking the Space Marines or the Chaos Lord at the moment. The Castellan would be annoying, but other than that, I don't think I've got a whole lot to worry about here, because I can always just found the city on the spot if I really get put in that much danger. Oh, it's just another skull altar. Okay, that's meaningless then. Well, doesn't look like we can found this city in close proximity to anything else. Let's go ahead and lay down roots right here. Yeah, this seems like a nice spot. There we go. War Master's Fist. Alright. That has brought all of our income up by quite a bit. Let's put everything first into... 80 mineral cost. That's doable. That's doable. The 3 energy cost is going to be annoying, but for now, let's go ahead and get to work on a second warp forge. And we cannot sacrifice another population. Let's get some cultists going out of Lashlick. We'll send them down to sacrifice in War Master's Fist. Okay, over here we can take some shots at pretty well nobody without taking more damage than we intend to. We're going to have that Chaos Marine unit retreat back to the new city. Alright, here in Lashlick, we've got our energy building up. Excellent. Let's see. I should probably get to work on some kind of research building at some point soon. It's going to be a good question, though. I don't want to waste a tile. But we're not going through the research tree at the rate I would like for the amount of good techs I'm seeing. And these Chaos Marines are going to have to run. Yep. Get out of there. Have them sit and heal in the city. War Master's Fist. I'm going to have to memorize the name of that city. Alright, Lashlick here. Let's see. We got 10 people. We need 8. We're a little bit overpopulated. We can go ahead and sacrifice... Yeah, for a little bit less time consumed there. Really, that lasts for the full 10 turns. Okay, interesting. That's quite good. Alright, for our next bit of research, we will get Call of the Dark Gods, finally. In which case, I'm going to put something other than a research building here. I'll put the research building here where there's more space. We're going to have a lot of dudes hanging out in War Master's Fist until they're healed. Up here, we're going to probably want another mineral building. That does sound like a wise choice. But after that, we need to look into research buildings and loyalty buildings. We don't want to get loyalty. We don't want to let it get out of control, because it can really be a problem when it does. Alright, the Warpsmith. Give me just a second to take a drink. Okay. Warpsmith, what do you do? Your base kit, you don't have anything interesting on your base kit. Makes sense. You're gonna be more of a support hero anyways. It's kind of an interesting design. I don't think I've ever seen a Warpsmith miniature. I think back in the day there wasn't a Warpsmith miniature, right? The Space Marines had their Tech Marine, but Chaos didn't? I don't remember. My memory may be faulty about that. It seems like the sort of thing where I'd think it's a new development, but it's really not. Yeah, not too impressive fighting power here. The Power Axe looks like it could actually do some decent damage, but Bolt Pistol, not too impressive. Just all around kind of iffy stats, but that's not what you build them for. Master of Mechanisms. Restore hit points of target vehicle or fortification. That seems good. Reduce range damage reduction of the target tile. What's the range on that? 2 tiles. Get rid of range damage reduction. Interesting. And Mecha Tendrils. Okay, is that an ability he has already? No, okay, it's an extra attack he gets. It's an extra melee attack. I see. No, it's a ranged attack. Okay. And eventually he gets Infernal Industry, which increases energy and ore outputs by 12. That's interesting. That's not quite as good as the heroes that increase loyalty, or the hero that the Eldar get, who increase the output of outposts. But that's still quite nice. That's very nice for the plus 12 energy, because oftentimes I end up ignoring my energy economy. Let's see. Healing. Ooh, what ability should we go with for now, though? This guy's mostly going to be... I guess we need him to go out and fight so we can pick up XP, so we'll give him some combat-based abilities. I don't have any vehicles to heal right now, but I'll probably invest in that pretty soon. We'll send him off on his own for now. It's unlikely he'll run into anything from the barbarians that's going to be that much of a threat. Let us see. We do not have... Yeah, we don't want to produce any heroes at the current moment, because my influence has only stayed at a healthy rate because of the second city, which we will definitely be setting up an influence economy in. Some annoying Psychnuin. Excellent. Okay, we're just going to be moving this guy over for a little bit, aren't we? Not a whole lot else exciting going on at the moment. I just noticed I got my second city set up at very close to turn 50. I can get it up at good speeds with the Tyranids, but not really anyone else. I'm sure with Chaos you can get it up super quickly, which is probably what I should have done, since you get access to the Cultists so quickly. Just get a Cult of Chaos building up and you're ready to go. Which I should be putting out really a lot more food to put out a lot more Cultists, because that does seem quite good. Call of the Dark Gods. We have finally unlocked the ability to expand the cities out to a 2-tile radius. That is very good for Lashlick. Let me see. Alright. The Hellsmith. Warpsmith, excuse me. I thought he was called the Hellsmith. My brain's already playing tricks on me. See what I mean? It's good that I set up that whole thing of saying I'm more awake now. Now it's funnier when I do stupid things. Right? Right? Alright, we need to expand the city up to... let's see. We need more loyalty, that much is for certain. That's going to be our first priority for the moment, since we've got what we wanted out of the research tree. So let's go for a not-so-good tile. This seems like a not-so-good tile. Alright, back to the research tree. Let's see. We have not got any of the marks for our units. What is Chaos Rising? Reduces the cost of founding new cities. Oh, that does sound nice. But for now, we should be picking up... Yeah, these mark units... well, I don't have the influence output to pay for it, because I think you pay influence for that. I haven't picked up any mutations or boons, though. So, I guess I'll pick up Bloated, because it's real cheap and easy to pick up. Alright. I should, at some point soon, start looking into actual, units and military to produce. My complete lack of production of units to actually use, I think, has really resulted in a slow startup for me. I've kind of gone backwards a little bit here. That was a lesson I learned very much so for the orcs and the Tyranids, that I've kind of gone backwards on here. Let's see, we got Croot Hounds being a menace. Let's see, how much damage can the Warpsmith do? Not very much. Yeah. He's a bit more specifically anti-armor, so let's not get him involved in this. The Croot Hound, lots of big mobs of unarmored units. Not super great situation for him. Back in Lashlick, let's get started on that loyalty building. After that, I really need to soon get to work on the the building that produces Chaos Marines. Speaking of Chaos Marines, let's get these guys out of here so I can get back to exploring. The Warpsmith might be able to actually do quite a bit of damage to the Castellan. Though, I don't really get the opportunity to test that, do I? But in only a turn, the War Master's Fist will have its Warp Forge up, and I will be perfectly happy to put it to work soon. Let's see. Warp Frenzy. Oh, that's a Boon of Chaos. Okay. Is there something I should push ahead to the end of this tree with? Probably. Every race has something that you want to push ahead to the end of the tree for. Okay. Increases loyalty output. Yep, gonna rush to the end of the tree for that. Alright, let's see. Melt-A-Bombs. That's for Chaos Marines. Highly effective against vehicles and fortifications. I remember that not being the case. I remember it being quite bad against buildings, but I could be misremembering. Warp Frenzy also seems nice. Warp Frenzy or extra infantry armor? Let's go with extra infantry armor for now. It's boring, but it's effective. Guaranteed. You don't have to worry about whether or not RNG graces you with that one. Let's send all these guys down south. We'll cover the Warpsmith. Maybe the Warpsmith can get close to a Castellan, see what that Melt-A-Talon can do for him. That is what it's called, right? Melt-A-Talons? Mecha Tendrils. Wow, I've just entirely messed that name up. Alright. I was quite close, though. Okay, let's see. What do we want here? We want influence, among other things. But we want to get influence up so we can get more heroes out. Let's see. We will... Do we want to... We have a decent amount of population. I mean, we don't... Excuse me. We don't quite have the overpopulation where I'd feel super comfortable sacrificing one just now. It's not super necessity anyways. Alright, we're going to be able to kill a Unopsych to win. Excellent. How much damage can they do to the Warpsmith before they die, though? Hopefully not much. Yeah, not even worth considering. Literally 0.1. Okay, we can't attack the Castellans right now when they're all teamed up together. Oh, we're close to somebody's land they've claimed right here. Oop. Space Marines. Regular Space Marines. Okay, well, the Veterans of the Long War thing is actually going to be useful. I kind of wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting to go against someone other than Space Marines. That to ultimately be kind of pointless. Alright, War Master's Fist. Let's see. We are going to want influence so that I can get more heroes. So that I can get the summoner dude out. What's his name? Master Possession. There we go. We're going to get some cultists out as well. Let's move these cultists down to sacrifice to War Master's Fist so we can get some rights going there. This Chaos Lord is leveled up. That's nice. Let's see. More damage, invulnerable damage reduction, increased pass boon chance. There we go. What is this? What is his level 6 thing? Devastating Thunderhammer attack against the target enemy with less than 50% hit points. So he just does one big hit against the unit that's wounded. Okay, huh. For now, let's go with Worthy Offering, sure. Now we'll end the turn. Let's not go messing with the Fortress of the Redemption just yet. I don't see myself being able to beat it. We should probably leave the Castellan alone as well, come to think of it. Make it the AI's problem. Probably wiser to push my army up somewhere closer to more or less untamed territory, so that I don't have to dispute with players over it, as there's a lot of land up here that I claimed for a little bit, and the barbarians are claimed back. They seem like quite good outposts. Warmaster's Fist, it seems like they're producing at a very high rate, all things considered. I need to look into a loyalty building for them very soon, though. Let's see here. Back in Lashlick, let's see. We've got a loyalty building coming up, and shortly after that we're going to need probably a population cap building. Just to deal with the overpopulation for right now, let's go ahead and sacrifice one person for the right of change. That was a pleasant noise right there. Alright. Yeah, we'll just let the Castellans claim that land. It's unlikely they'll push in on the city, and even if they do, I'll be able to deal with it. Back in the War Master's Fist, we have got our first influence building up. Excellent. So, once we get a decent supply going, we'll be able to afford the Master Possession. Let's see. Next up, I want a loyalty building. So let's put in a tile there. This cultist will move on down. Soon enough, he'll be sacrificed. And we will be ending this turn. You know, to be honest, I've never really got super into the Chaos Space Marines. I've never been really big into the Chaos Warriors in Warhammer Fantasy either. But, I don't know, Space Marines... To me, like, at least with the Loyalist Space Marines, the narrative runs too strongly that Space Marines are, like, practically not human in their discipline and how they lack for emotions and all that stuff. So to me, like, seeing Space Marines fall to the Dark Gods doesn't sound logical. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, because I've read a few short stories involving Chaos Marines, and they sound a lot more human than your standard Space Marines. Though, that may be part of the idea. I don't know. Me not getting it is probably more on me than it is on anyone else. Let's see, we've got a loyalty building up. It's not super great. We need to get a population cap building up soon as well, but I'm going to go ahead and order another loyalty building, as I would prefer it to be in the green on that. Alright, Veterans of the Long War. Increases melee accuracy of infantry against units of the Space Marine faction. I don't have any melee units out right now. We'll go for Chaos Rising for now, because I probably should found a third city. Warp Talons. I thought Warp Talons were a jetpack unit. Increase armor penetration to melee weapons. Apparently, we really need to be looking into melee, because a lot of this tech is just for melee. Oh, we can upgrade marks into icons. I forgot about that. Alright, we're going to go for Chaos Rising for the moment. Alright, we got a cultist. And we are going to hold off on sacrificing him to Lashlick. Let's send him down to the War Master's Fist. Let's send this cultist out ahead. Croot Hounds, excellent. Love to get the drop on Croot Hounds. Hate for them to get the drop on me. So let's go ahead and do what damage we can. Oh, that's nice damage. Very nice. Send some whooping, hollering maniacs out into a field to fight with a bunch of dogs. That sounds like chaos to me. Let's see. We can get a Master of Possession up. Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? We'll get a cultist up. We're going to soon need to invest in an energy building, because that master possession is going to cost, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, let's see. Let's get a look at for the landscape around us. Those Gene Stealer cultists are going to momentarily... I might be able to get them to push into where they have to go on the offense. I don't want to get hit by their Overwatch attack if I can help it, because it does do a little bit of damage, and that's mildly annoying. If I can avoid it for the moment, then that'd be great. Sending this cultist on down. Let's see. War Master's Fist still working on a second loyalty building. Or no, actually, that's their first, isn't it? Right, the first building I built after the Warp Forge was the Influence building. Yeah. That makes sense. And the Gene Stealer cultists have went their own way. Very nice. Let's go around and start claiming some of these outposts. That outpost up there is already claimed. Maybe I should have the Chaos Lord up front to figure out where the Gene Stealer cultists are out in this fog of war, because I'd like to get rid of them. Oh, there they are. Not like the Warpsmith's going to take a whole lot of damage either. He's still a heavily armored hero himself. Well, the Mecha Tendril's not going to do that much damage to these guys. Yeah, it's a ranged attack. They're going to have ranged damage resistance, and on top of that, it seems like the kind of attack that's meant for one highly armored target rather than a bunch of relatively unarmored targets. I'll throw it out still anyways, just to get some damage out. We will end the turn. That is mildly annoying. Let's get the Chaos Lord in to deal with this annoyance. He can go ahead and wrap this up very quickly. Oh, they've got their range damage resist. Hang on, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Be gone. And, yep, with that range damage reduction gone, we can go ahead and clear these guys out. While these cultists can wrap around here, and we can see there is a Cybernetica Datasmith. Do not see any Castellans. Doesn't mean anything, though. The Castellans can just be sitting beyond the fog of war. Let us see. We are going to work on... Okay, we've got loyalty up. We're going to need energy. Let's put down an energy building, and let's sacrifice to Tzeentch. And let's make up for it by sacrificing these cultists to increase the growth rate. Nice. And we are going to have War Master's Fist up to speed very quickly and covering for the energy deficit coming out of Lashlick. Hopefully, at least somewhat. Oh, there is a Castellan. Okay, that was not a lonely Cybernetica Datasmith. There's two Castellans. Let's see. If we mess with these Castellans over here, will we be opening the path for a potential Chaos Space, a regular Space Marine Warfront? It's a good question. Let's see if there's more outposts down here we can take without facing much resistance. We can take this Jakaro encampment. These Psych-Nuin shouldn't be that much of a threat, and they can't retake the outpost anyways, since they're a flying unit. Let's see, let's have these guys pass the turn. Want them to be on Overwatch in case a Psych-Nuin comes up and picks a fight. Here in Lashlick, let's have these guys hold ground. I'll sacrifice them when I need some pop growth here. Alright, are we able to get to work on captive pens? Yes, we are. Let's get to work on those. And let's order another unit of cultists. I'm feeling alright with the position I'm in, but I'm definitely seeing where I should have gone. I should have invested in the Gene Lab earlier and got some Chaos Marines out there. That was definitely a mistake for me to ignore that in favor of just whatever else I did, which I think was kind of... I wanted to build vehicles for those for that ore output, but at the same time I was so rough for early economy that I instead wound up devoting that time to putting in food and energy buildings, which was not wise. I should have just tried to deal with it through outposts rather than putting in buildings this early in the game. Let's see, here in the War Master's Fist, we're a little bit underpopulated, which we can deal with the cultist sacrifice. And we will be putting in, let's see, we could stand to put in a population cap. Yeah, that would be smart. And for our research, let's see. Veterans of the Long War. Didn't I already research something in this tier? I guess I hadn't researched Chaos Rising yet. Let's see. Warp Talons sound like a smart idea. They're melee infantry, and I haven't invested in those, and I really should. Veterans of the Long War, though. I'll go back and get it. I don't have any melee units to begin with. So it wouldn't be much point getting a buff for melee units. Send the Chaos Lord first. He's the tankiest. Send the Hellsmith here. Warpsmith, whatever. There's got to be a Warhammer 40k unit called a Hellsmith, right? Am I going crazy? I might risk this cultist to take this. Too much resistance out here. I'd just be losing the cultist for no reason. He could throw himself at the webway gate. Not like the Overwatch does anything for these guys anyways. You'll end the turn. Doesn't seem like there's really any threat nearby. Let's see. The Space Marines, maybe they're in the southeastern quarter of the map, but not really the northeastern? I spawned close to the center. I spawned close to the middle of the northern half of the map. So I guess the scheme for who gets to claim what quarter of the map is not so much of a thing in this game as it is in other games I've played in the past. Alright, Master Possession. Let's see. By himself, his base kit, he has a force stave. It's concussive, so it reduces accuracy of the target. However, it doesn't have too impressive of damage. He is a demon, apparently, so he's got 33% invulnerable save. That's nice. Extra infantry armor. Psyker, okay. And he has an aura of fear. Alright. Kind of average stats. He's starting out at level 3 instead of level 2, though, so I get access to all 3 of his stuffs. He can lose some of his own HP to heal another unit. That's interesting. Increase accuracy and damage of this unit and adjacent allied chaos units. Killing enemy units transforms them into allied chaos spawns. That is a passive action. Huh. It's only if he himself does it, though. That seems to be the case, right? Well, he doesn't do too much damage on himself. By himself, excuse me. And he can summon a temporary random quote-unquote demon, though it looks like he can just summon... That looks like just regular Chaos Marine units. Well, I assume they're planning on implementing an actual demon army at some point. Nonetheless, let's take all of his abilities just for now. But he seems like a very weird unit. Alright, we don't have the ability to get any more heroes, and we won't for a while. Are we overpopulated? No, our population is just right. Meanwhile, the city of War Master's Fist is underpopulated. I need to get a cult running here soon. Oh, they need to expand. Okay, let's see. The cult has a loyalty output, and a loyalty output of 2. That's pretty good, really. Let's go for this tundra spot. It seems kind of bad. And with that, I should probably go ahead and call it here. This video's been going on for a while. So, I will see you later, folks, with more Chaos Space Marine goodness.